Hello everyone, it's Suzanne here. Thanks for joining me for another paper pumpkin alternative video. I have the June 2016 paper pumpkin in front of me. It comes with the mint macaron ink spot and the tip top taupe ink spot and a stamp set and some confetti and some washi tape and envelopes and these little pocket things and the base and some die cutouts and some gold letters and the instructions, which I am going to promptly ignore. So I'm starting out my first card with some tip top taupe and some whisper white, and I've cut those little pieces, stripy pieces, a little smaller than the whisper white cardstock. I'm stamping in the mint macaron, happy birthday, and then I am using the tip top taupe for those little circles. And I'm going to use my new circle framelits and a little bit of washi tape. I'm going to run it through the Big Shot, and I'm going to cut out all those little holes. So it looks like Swiss cheese at the moment, but it won't. So I have turned the card on the back, and I'm putting fast fuse around each of the little circles, and that took some time. So I'm taking my embossing buddy and my plastic spoon that I use for embossing, and I sort of just de-stickified it. I don't know if you've ever worked with sequins, but they get pretty sticky. Okay, so I just filled a little triangle pocket full, and now I'm going to stick it on all the little holes. So it's kind of going to be like a shaker card, but not quite. I've put dimensional adhesive on the back, just one layer. It's not like a shaker card, but it's kinda. So then I'm taking my embossing buddy, and then I'm neutralizing some of the extra sticky fast fuse that was on the back. And then I'm going to put this stripy tip top taupe card on the back so that it becomes kind of like a shaker. I've added some fun foam as well, and this just gives it extra dimension and a little bit of stability. And I'm placing those on my tip top taupe card base, and that is my first card done. It's so cute, and it does shake a little. You can't have sequins without a shaker. Okay, so the circle die cuts, I took 6 of them, and then I die cut 4 of them to smaller circles, and I ended up sponging the big ones with tip top taupe, and then the medium-sized ones with mint macaron. And I think that might have been a mistake, but it works, but kinda. I think there could have been a better color. But anyway, so these are the medium ones that I'm sponging. And then I used Dapper Denim for the small ones. And you'll see that I actually don't use them, and I use something else, because the color just wasn't right. These are not my usual colors. So mint macaron is, but I have a tendency not to use a lot of neutrals. Anyway, using the twine, the White Baker's twine, and these little loopy things, I guess they're holes, and it's like a notch really, to make that secure. So then I put down my washi tape, and this was when I noticed that denim color just did not go. I don't know, it just didn't work well with me. So here I am, I'm using pumpkin pie, and just because that washi tape has a little bit of orange in it, so I thought I'd bring that in. And I think had I used maybe a gold for the medium circle instead of the mint macaron, it's okay. It's like a little bit of contrast, but anyway, it was not my favorite color combination. Okay, so anyway, I'm adhering those little circles in a pleasing fashion, and then my happy birthday up in the top right corner. And then I have some glue dots that from another pumpkin kit previous, so that I'm just adhering that white bow so it stays put. And then that will be my second card. Okay, so and then of course I added some of those gold stars in the sequin mix that we got. Can't get enough. It just needed a little something, something. You know, it needs a little bling or glam or something. I don't know. There's too much taupe. Anyway, that's number 2 card. I quite like the layout. Color maybe not so much. But anyway. Okay, moving on to number 3 card. So I have taken the negative of those holes, and of course I'm using the washi tape. How dare they give me another washi tape? Like, I don't have enough. When I'm going to use this one up, I swear to goodness. Okay, so I'm taking my Tip Top Taupe sponge again because it was out on my desk, and I decided to use it sort of like a mask. So I am being careful not to get the card, anywhere else aside from inside the circle. Dirty, inky. Put it that way. It's not dirty. It's inky. So I did this and you see that I'm doing 2 copies of each design, just because I can, and why not make 2 when you can make, it just makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm using the basic black archival ink, and I'm stamping those little circles around. I think this one might be my favorite. So I put Fast Fuse on the back of the white card, and I put it cattywampus on the stripy Tip Top Taupe paper. And then I put that cattywampus on my card front, but not before I put some fun foam on it. Fun foam gives a nice flat surface. It's pretty light, and I quite liked it. So again, that was cattywampus as well. And then anything that was left over, I cut off. I know it seems like a little bit of a waste, but it doesn't have to be straight. I'm not bothered by it. So this is how I usually adhere letters. I use my T-square ruler, and then I put the letters on my ruler, and then I sort of squash them down with my fingers and tear the ruler out. So these little letters are pretty sticky. So I sort of had to gently peel up the letter. So yeah, that was a pain in my bum. I don't think it was very straight, to be honest. I should have just done it the old-fashioned way. But anyway, added a little heart. Love this card. Love it. This is so me. Okay, so can you say shaker time? I am using my new layering square framelit dies that just came out of the catalog. Ooh, and there's some washi tape. And I've cut a hole in each of the Tip Top Taupe stripy pattern paper. And now, it's my mission to get rid of all this washi tape, because seriously, I have too much. Like, if there's one thing that I have too much of, it is washi tape. And you know what? I rarely use it. So I am like coating this piece of Whisper White with the washi tape. I'm not matching up the lines. I'm just going. And all I want to do is make sure that there's enough backing to cover that square hole. And then I was too lazy and I didn't want to get my scissors all gummy, so I just folded it towards the back, which is kind of great that you can do this with washi tape, really, because it actually is pretty sticky. So I'm just making sure that it fits behind the square. And then, as all shaker cards begin, we need to coat that edge of the window. Then we have to put our acetate sheet or our clear window sheet. I like to burnish with my bone folder that adhesive to the window sheet so nothing will fall apart. I'm cutting off the excess of the window sheet, and then I am using my brand new foamy strips that are in the catalog. They are pretty cool. They're double the thickness of a dimensional, And the only thing that you need to remember is you need to cover all the gaps, and of course you have to put some in the corners so that the shaker card has some stability. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm cutting along. I think I cut just a little too close there, and this shaker material that they've given us in the paper pumpkin, it's got some fine little pieces, so it's important to make sure that all your gaps are closed. And then I'm just sort of putting it on the corners. And then I decided that I was going to use those little notches in the paper and do another little white baker's twine bow. And I saved you from watching me do the bow. And then I'm going to put the happy birthday. I stamped that in Tip Top Taupe, and yeah, I'm putting it kind of in the center, and then that's sort of how it's going to go. Now, oh, and I added a few of these embellishments as well from the foil package. So when I do a shaker card, I like to remove all the paper of the adhesive, and then I'm putting in about a teaspoon of the shaker material. It's like confetti and sequins and stars and stuff. And then putting the paper on the back and using my fast fuse to adhere that down, or it's going to adhere down to my Tip Top Taupe base. So because this covers the whole card, I just laid them both flat on the table and brought them together. And shake it, shake it, shake it, it works. It's actually a really great shaker card. I really like the colors in this shaker mix. Okay, so here comes some mint macaron finally out of the taupe. So I used that bag and I cut it down, and I also cut down a little bit of the gold letters and made a little gold strip, and I'm stamping a mint macaron with the little, I don't know, circle, hairy circle, I guess it is. And here I'm going back to, you know, the old-fashioned way of applying sticky letters with my hands, and, you know, forget the ruler. And then just some archival black for the birthday. Then I'm adding the gold strip, which is sticky, and then a little bit of adhesive for the mint piece. And if I can get my fingers out from underneath it, there's my card front with a little bit of fun foam for added dimension. I use the fun foam instead of dimensionals if I'm doing a full back. If I'm just doing bits and pieces, I'll use dimensionals. So I needed to add a few more of these stickery stars for added interest. And I think this is like my second favorite one. So anyway, thanks for joining me. I'll see you next month with another paper pumpkin alternative. Bye.